Knock at the Cabin was awesome, dude. So first of all, I want to thank you for showing us a great movie last night.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much for saying that.
Of course. So when people go to watch a movie by M. Night Shyamalan, when they see your name, there's a certain expectation of a big surprise, of a big reveal. And I'd love to hear from you. How do you play with the audience expectation that seems to build in a natural tension when we sit down for one of your films?
You know, it really is much more organic than that. It's really each story and the characters involved with that story and trying to make the characters feel a certain moment of revelation or be shocked or you know, something getting dark or unexpected for them. So that's where I come from, you know, more the characters' experience. But then the audience then is supposed to be one-to-one with the characters, so they often, hopefully, feel what the characters are feeling.
Yeah, speaking of characters, Dave Bautista plays a tremendous character as Leonard. I think Dave is so talented. I would love to hear from you. What are some of the things you think you brought out of Dave that he hasn't had an opportunity to showcase in other films until Knock at the Cabin?
Well, Dave is this rare, amazing person. He's like this giant, and he can emote in a kind of very complicated and intricate way, and also where he is in his life. It's like this specific place that where he is in his life. So I think all those things have to collide to get a performance like the one he did in Knock at the Cabin. It has this kind of the process that I do, it requires you to be very open and risk-taking as a human being. So Dave was in that perfect place.
And I heard you guys did shots that were like 5 minutes long. You were doing 10 pages of script at once. He told me how hard that was sometimes. I know you have some theater backgrounds in some of your cast. What was it like to kind of immerse everybody in those sequences that there's rising levels of intensity throughout as well?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely tack towards theater actors in general, or fresh new actors like children and that kind of thing. And in many ways, Dave was in the arena of like it's someone who's beginning and open to every opportunity emotionally and doesn't have the bad habits and kind of is learning from the go, and they have a direct access to their purest emotions. And so theater trained actors have a real technique about how to get there, and Dave fit in really well with that. It's a very, you know, play-like process. We rehearse for a couple weeks, and then, you know, there's very long shots and long takes, and you have to be, you know, prepped and ready for that kind of filmmaking.
Okay. Everybody did their job, it seems, because the performances are across the board really good.
Thanks, brother.
If I watch Knock at the Cabin back again, do you think I will catch maybe hidden seeds of figures or visions or things along the way when I have all the information by the end of the film? Is there stuff to look for on a second watch?
You know, always it's a very complicated storytelling. So sometimes the audience is catching a certain level of things, and then sometimes there's a more nuanced thing that's there. Hopefully it's rich enough that you're getting new things. You know, when people that are on my crew even that have watched it multiple times, they'll say, wow, the second time I didn't catch that these 7 things happened, and I caught it in the second viewing.
The one thing I noticed is that you weren't afraid to show the horror of an apocalypse happening, a terrible tragedy, catastrophic moment happening in the world for humanity. But then a lot of the violence, the explicit violence, is not shown in camera. It's a lot left up to the imagination, like some Hitchcock type stuff.
Yeah.
How do you use visuals to help tell the story that way and choose what to show and what to leave up to the audience's imagination?
That is the kind of balancing act of the storytelling, of how to do big epic things when I really don't have a mind to do kind of the spectacular. That's not where my mind goes, like, well, I'm gonna fill the sky with alien ships, and that's not where my mind, I don't get like excited by that. I get excited by the sound or the shadow of the ship, you know? And so the insinuation of things is always very scary to me, and I think that kind of the masterpieces that I have on my wall, like The Exorcist or even the first Alien and things, those are exercises, and they teach me the art of incomplete, how to keep things incomplete. And you could talk about giant ideas that way, and they feel impactful. And the great movies like The Birds and Night of the Living Dead, all of them like use this technique, and it echoes, I think, when you don't see it as much. And you, in your mind, you don't see the shark, and you fill the shark in.
I dig it, man. Well, I can't wait for everybody to see Knock at the Cabin and watch it again myself. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.
Pleasure to talk with you in
You're
person,
very
dude,
sweet.
finally.